Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and welcome to another episode of Morning Sip. For those of you who this is your first time, Morning Sip is usually a series where I talk about what I'm covering on the channel. If there's something going on, like for example, we're going to Vietnam, we're going to talk about some schedule changes. We're also going to talk about what I'm planning on making for content in the near future and newer games that I plan on covering. So let's go ahead and dig in. So first off, probably the biggest thing that most of you guys have heard me talk about is that I am going to Vietnam. Giant and I are going for both his brother's wedding. We are going to bury his father, and we are kind of going to take a little bit of a honeymoon as well, since we haven't had a vacation in almost 3 years. That's really just been us. So we're gonna go and have quite a long trip. We're going to spend a lot of time with family, and that's going to be from November 1st to probably almost Thanksgiving is when I will be getting back into the States. And of course, even when I get back in the States, my mom will be staying at home. There's going to be a lot of things we're going to have to take care of when we get back. So even then, content might not start immediately. What we are going to be doing while we're in Vietnam, we are going to be posting updates on the channel. You guys will be seeing news videos like you are used to. So my commitment is to still make War of the Visions news videos and No Kuni news videos as they do come out. Of course, the technology that I have with me, we don't have a very powerful laptop. We kind of have old tech. We have old webcams. So it's just going to be a little bit gangster ghetto. Like it's gonna be a little bit old school, and that's okay. So expect all of that to keep coming out. We'll of course give updates on our trip and what's kind of going on. And then when we get back, there's going to be a lot of things going on. So before the trip, I'll probably be streaming a lot more. You'll see me streaming a lot more. Don't expect a new game to roll out because right now, a lot of the games that have come out like Dio Field and Valkyrie Elysium, I really like. They seem like they would be okay, but they're just not, for me, they're not $69.99 or $79.99, right? Games that I want to buy. I'll probably wait to get them on sale. What I'm looking more forward to when we get back is going to be like Ogre Tactics and God of War. And we will be doing a Ogre Tactics Let's Play on the channel. And we'll probably be streaming my entire playthrough of Ogre Tactics. Very similar to what we did when the last game came out on Nintendo Switch. I can't even remember what it's called right now, but the last tactics game that came out, it was a little like I wasn't able to turn it into a let's play because there was a lot of dialogue. But I think with Ogre Tactics there's going to be Triangle Strategy was that game. I think with Ogre Tactics there's a lot less dialogue and a lot more focus on the gameplay and the maps from what I remember, so it'll probably be easier to do a let's play series of that. God of War, I'm not sure if it'll be fully a let's play. I may play it on stream. I may actually play it off stream because I do, with the story heavy focused RPGs, I do like to do them off stream. But it's going to be having released a couple weeks before I've gotten back home. So I think a lot of people, if they've wanted to play the game or play through the story, will have already done that. So it might be a good time for me to actually stream it. Now, when we get back from Vietnam, there's kind of a variety of things I also want to do besides those. We're going to continue, of course, to cover Ni no Kuni and War of the Visions. I want to play Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster. So for those of you that followed me, I have beaten all the Pixel Remasters except for Final Fantasy VI, because Final Fantasy VI, when it launched, was excessively bugged to the point where I could have played it, but things like the steal system were broken, which is absolutely ridiculous. Or if you use Gao, the whole game would break. So it's been about 6 months since that release, and they have patched it quite significantly. So I'll probably be playing that on stream. I am really excited to continue playing Factorio. So that has been a game that has just fully captured me over the course of the last couple of weeks. Initially, I didn't like it, but I'm really falling in love with the modding scene for it and the excessive mods that it brings. You probably won't see that much of it on stream, but I do love those factory building simulators, and it does, if I need to stream and I don't feel like doing War of the Visions or Ni no Kuni, because I am going to try and stream more, you may see me playing Factorio. And if you see me playing Factorio, just know, like, that's a day for me to super chill. It's not a huge, like, anything. You just come in and hang out with me, and we can talk. And there'll probably only be like 12 people in chat as well. Dyson Sphere, for those that don't know, Dyson Sphere is another game that is a factory sim that is also getting a huge update. If you haven't played Dyson Sphere or seen me play Dyson Sphere, it released a while ago, and it's been kind of in hiatus as big updates have been coming and changing the game. They promised a huge combat update. It's been previously non-combat, and now it will be adding combat, so I'll probably be covering that game as well, as we do kind of get into the winter or Christmas time. There's been a couple other things going on. Specifically, Ni no Kuni has been relatively dead. I could make content for Ni no Kuni. I think a lot of people have been like, where's the Ni no Kuni content? But Ni no Kuni has really been in essentially a content drought. I don't want to force myself to make content for it. I think whenever you force yourself to make content, it naturally kind of curdles itself and it becomes something that is negative value or people don't enjoy. So for me, content should come naturally, and it just feels like Ni no Kuni itself is in a long pause before a big hike, probably next week, depending on what the update brings next week. I imagine it'll be the Halloween event. I imagine it'll be Aurora Links, and I imagine it'll be, a quick content surge. But this has been a trend that I've seen with Netmarble games, where after the 100-day anniversary, they kind of slow down and kind of begin what I would call like their ramp down of the game. And we talked about it a little bit actually when I was doing Field Boss with someone one day, where I believe it's called planned obsolescence or something like that, where like a company like purposefully tanks their own product essentially. I do believe there is elements of that Netmarble does. I saw it with Seven Knights 2. This is the second time I'm seeing it with Ni no Kuni now. And with NFTs on the horizon for Ni no Kuni as well, it just leaves me in a place where I'm like, I don't know if this is like a big experiment. It's interesting that they're launching NFTs after 100 days. You also have Notice King of Fighters relaunching immediately almost 100 days after Ni no Kuni. So there's just really interesting things going on right now with Netmarble and Ni no Kuni that really make me ask questions about what's going on there. So it's something that's, planted in my mind. I'm not saying this is what's happening, but it's, if I were to put together like a conspiracy theory or kind of a business model, I would actually say that that's a pretty effective gotcha business model, especially since so many people have been chased away from Ni no Kuni already. Time to roll out a new game, right? I think that could be the direction we're going. And in talking about NFTs, who knows what NFTs are going to bring for Ni no Kuni? It definitely is a little bit of a concern for me. It could be good, it could be bad. I'm not really sure. I try to remain open to everything. I think that's why I've been so open to crypto in Ni no Kuni, and why I waited so long to be kind of critical of its implementation in the game. So I do want to stay open to NFTs, but if it's kind of implemented and affected the gameplay similar to crypto has in Ni no Kuni, I would say it's probably going to be a negative. But let's wait and see, and hopefully it'll be additive and kind of a bonus and not necessarily take away from something that we might get in the future. Finally, a lot of you guys have been following my exercise and weight loss routine, which I do want to just touch on in this video since we do have time. I have been continuing to exercise. I haven't exercised the last few days just because I got my vaccines for Vietnam. So I've been like slammed and like literally passed out like half the day. Literally on my stream and my poll video yesterday, I was like, that was like, when you're sick and you like hype yourself up with good food and caffeine, and then you go to work and then you get home and you crash. That was literally what that was yesterday on stream when I was polling. Like I was so like, if you look at the difference between when I polled and when I crashed, I was just like, boom. But I have been continuing to exercise. It's been a ongoing frustration in terms of my weight loss. I've only lost about 10 pounds over the course of the last month and a half, and I recognize that's pretty good. I also recognize that my health compared to where I was before, I could hardly even walk a mile, or I could hardly even do like 20 minutes on a treadmill, and now I can quite easily do 45, 60 if I'm in a really like powerful state. So like I can see the changes in my body. I can't see the changes on the scale yet, and I'm just accepting that that's okay. I know my diet's changed. I know I've been exercising, but it has been a small point of frustration for me. Anyway, everybody, that's kind of it for the video. I hope you guys like these style of morning sip videos. If you have any ideas for content, particularly if you're from No Kuni, let me know. Throw it in the comments down below. If you're from War of the Visions, I'm sure you've seen me make more videos. I've been back on WOTA for a while now that Ni no Kuni has slowed down. So it's good to be back for you guys, and I will catch you all next time.